Lately, I've been reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. It's a book on stoicism in modern times, and I came across this story very early on in the book that I found incredibly impactful, the story of Rubin Hurricane Carter. As it turns out, Denzel Washington had starred in a movie based on Carter's life some time ago, which proved useful in cutting this video together. But Rubin Carter was a top contender for the middleweight title at the height of his boxing career in the mid-1960s. And all of a sudden, he was wrongly accused of a horrific crime he did not commit, triple homicide. He went on trial, and a biased, bogus verdict followed, 3 life sentences. It was a dizzying fall from the heights of success and fame. Carter reported to prison in an expensive tailored suit, wearing a $5,000 diamond ring and a gold watch. And so, waiting in line to be entered into the general inmate population, he asked to speak to someone in charge. Looking the warden in the eye, Carter proceeded to inform him and the guards that he was not giving up the last thing he controlled, himself. In his remarkable declaration, he told them in so many words, "I know you had nothing to do with the injustice that brought me to this jail, so I'm willing to stay here until I get out. But I will not, under any circumstances, be treated like a prisoner, because I am not, and never will be, powerless." Instead of breaking down, as many would have done in such a bleak situation, Carter declined to surrender the freedoms that were innately his attitudes, his beliefs, his choices. Was he angry about what happened? Of course. He was furious. But understanding that anger was not constructive, he refused to rage. He refused to break or grovel or despair. He would not wear a uniform, eat prison food, accept visitors, attend parole hearings, or work in the commissary to reduce his sentence. All of this had a purpose. Every second of his energy was to be spent on his legal case. Every waking minute was spent reading law books, philosophy, history. They hadn't ruined his life. They just put him in a situation he didn't deserve to be, and he did not intend to stay there. He would learn and read and make the most of the time he had on his hands. He would leave prison not only a free and innocent man, but a better and improved one. It took 19 years and 2 trials to overturn that verdict, but when Carter walked out of prison, he simply resumed his life. No civil suit to recover damages. Carter didn't even request an apology from the court, because to him, that would imply that they'd taken something of his that they couldn't have. Even in prison, deprived of nearly everything, some freedom remains. Your mind remains your own, and you have time, lots of time. Carter did not have much power, but he understood that that was not the same thing as being powerless. Many great figures, from Nelson Mandela to Malcolm X, have come to understand this fundamental distinction. It's how they turned prison into the workshop where they transformed themselves and the schoolhouse where they began to transform others. Reading about Rubin Carter's story made me reflect on my own obstacles, my own obstructions, the things I once felt were holding me back, whether it was a landlord who was charging me too much rent and exploiting me, or me feeling like I deserved something, I should have gotten some result and it never ended up working out for me. I had harbored internally all of these feelings about the obstacles and how I was treated with injustice about them. And when I looked at a case of actual injustice, against which my own injustices feel like nothing, it made me consider this power of indifference. This is a very stoic idea, but it also comes from a lot of spiritual traditions. This idea of treating your obstacles, treating your obstructions with a sense of detachment, as if their course doesn't bother you at all. In the 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene says that one of the best ways to take revenge against anything is to give it no attention at all. Inattention is the greatest revenge. Why not treat our obstacles the same way? Treat them as if they don't affect us. Now, hopefully, our own obstructions don't look nearly as big as Rubin Carter's did in his life. But even amidst challenges and obstructions, treat them as if that was something that was meant to happen. This is certainly something I'm going to try to embody more and more in my life. The stoic concept of just not caring and proceeding with the best intentions possible. Concentrating your energies on the things that you can control. I think it's kind of a badass way to proceed, to give complete indifference, complete non-caring, non-attention to the things that supposedly are trying to obstruct you. And for those of us who are willing to do so, who are willing to concentrate our energies in the right direction, paying no mind to the supposed obstructions, to us I say, greatness is coming. Cheers guys, I'll see you next time.